So to talk about purpose, a little bit today, I thought it would be better than have me talk about it, is I have the good fortune of working with a lot of CEOs and a lot of great companies. One of the best companies that I work with, one of the best CEOs, now look, he's going to be all embarrassed about this, right, that I work with is Matt Burkholder. His company is Dutch Valley Foods, and Matt and his family are special. They have a unique culture, a unique purpose, and I thought I'd let Matt talk a little bit about that to you.
Thank you, John. That's a nice way to open up. And I am not the best CEO, and we do not have the best company, but we are striving to do a lot of good things, and that's what I want you to hear today. It's not about arriving, because I don't think any one of us will ever arrive, but it's about striving to do the best you can for your organization. So John asked me, I'm a part of John's CE group, specifically CE 3362, so if that means anything to anyone. And I appreciate John's leadership, and I appreciate getting to know the group and learning from them. So he asked me to share a few thoughts on purpose and being a purpose-driven organization. So a couple thoughts. If I ask you to share the purpose of your organization, you would probably give me a paragraph or two about why you exist, what you do, why you're here. But what if I ask you two follow-up questions? And those questions would be, first, could you put a face to that purpose? So who is it that the purpose is trying to meet? The second question is, put a face to what really motivates you as a leader. So think about that for a second. Putting a face to your purpose and putting a face to what really motivates you as a leader. And keep in mind, these may not be the same faces. So you may not be able to see it right away, but I believe each purpose can have a face to it, and I believe each motivation has a face to it. So another way of looking at it is this. Who do you hope to benefit the most by what you do on a daily basis? Who is that person? Who are those individuals? What do those faces look like? So let's list some of the faces. The faces of your customers, your employees, your peers, a banker, a group of investors, your shareholders, your board, your boss, or your family. How about this face? How about your own face? You wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror and you say, wow, look at that face. I am so motivated and so excited and so psyched up to go work and help me, that face, do all that we can do. Awesome. Now, no one would ever admit that. But probably, myself included, there are times when our own faces motivate us. How about this? How about the face? I couldn't find 100, but I have a 50. So how about the face of Grant or Franklin? How about the faces of those in need? How about the faces of those who are hurting? A lot of faces that can be tied to a purpose and to what motivates us. So think about that for a second. Think about your purpose and think about the face that you can tie to it. And think about what motivates you as a leader and think about the face that's tied to that. None of the faces that I mentioned are wrong, but I believe without the right focus and without the right balance and without the right alignment, it can have negative impact on those you are leading. Faces to us, and this is a concept that we instituted probably about 4 years ago, I believe have a way of motivating me differently than if you just say a paragraph or you just have some text. Think about visualizing the person, visualizing their emotions, their thoughts, their dreams, their expressions. Knew I should have put a staple in this. At Dutch Valley, we have a mission to bring honor and glory to God. And we have a vision that says we're going to grow, to give back, and help meet the needs of those who are less fortunate in remarkable and redeeming ways. So our faith motivates us, and the faces of those in need are what motivates us and what drive our vision. So we're trying to create a culture of generosity. We're trying to create a culture where we're sharing what's good with those around us. We're trying to create a culture where people are helping people. We're trying to create a culture that says we're going to grow to give more, to help those faces of those less fortunate. We're trying to connect the dots with people. So when they come to work each and every day, they're not only coming representing themselves, their families, but think about the faces of your coworkers, the faces of their families, the faces of your customers, and how you're impacting people who you may never meet. And how about those who are less fortunate around the world? Think about impacting people who today are not able to come in and get a breakfast like we did, not able to have shelter, not able to have clothes. Our team is impacting faces who today do not have what they have. So trying to connect the dots, the faces of our team plus the faces of our customers, give us the ability to help meet the needs of the faces in the community. So each and every one of us in this room, unless you're the sole person in your organization, came today representing the faces that you lead. Visualize their faces for a second. We have the privilege and the honor and the responsibility to lead those faces and do all we can to help meet their needs. Because they, in turn, help us meet the needs of the people we're trying to serve. They're most likely the ones who are taking care of the faces of our customers. So how do we get them to fulfill the purpose that we have in our organization? I believe you put a face to it. You put a face to that and make sure it aligns with the face that motivates you as a leader. Because if you do, you will have tremendous impact on the world. You will have impact on the faces of your team, who impact the faces of your customer, who then can impact the faces of those in need. So I leave you with this. What is the face of your purpose? And what is the face of the person who truly motivates you? Thank you.
Okay. At Matt's place of business, Matt, you have faces up in your break room, right? All around the room are all the faces of all the people that they touch. It's a pretty special place to go and see. I would encourage you, Matt will take you on a tour if you want to go see that. Wanted to make just a quick shout out to another group. So I had the good fortune a week or so ago to do some work with Dickinson School of Law, and we have the group here, the dean. Some of the folks, students from Dickinson, are here today because I believe that the emotional intelligence, mindfulness, leadership is important to be a good attorney. So they've agreed to come. Thank you very much for coming today. I think that's a great thing.